Okay. Once again, my name is Dr. Joshua Basekio Semenye. I work with Plage Metaverse. It's quite exciting to see young people showing interest in facilitating online. And my duty here is to educate you on what it takes to be a facilitator online with Plage Metaverse. Plage Metaverse is a company that remains the largest, the first, and the most affordable online learning platform currently in the world that offers synchronous learning or learning platform. What this simply means is that we offer a platform where people learn in a synchronous way online, via online with a physical touch of it, like having a Zoom session, and yet be able to study online. Now, the feeling people get in classes is that it's like they are in a physical class face-to-face with the teacher. I'm sure that is the feeling you also had. I want to get a response from some of you about the class when you were being taught, your training trainers. What was the feeling like? Those of you that took part in other courses we did last time, what was the feeling like? Yes, I want to hear from some persons. Yeah, just raise up your hand and raise up your hand if you want to say something. Okay. Okay, let's first of all talk to Smart. This next time you use your names and you are becoming an online facilitator. Some of the things you get to hear today or get to be told today are things that you also need to tell your students. For instance, when you are online, you need to have your names fully spelled out there. Number two, you need to be properly dressed with enough light facing you. I'm struggling with my light here because I'm not in the office. I'm not in town, so I'm not with my gadgets for doing my Zoom. Otherwise, I usually have my lights right in front of me to make my face very clear. And you should be properly dressed, whether you're a student or you're a facilitator on Zoom, you should be properly dressed. And part of the things is that you should also not be chewing or eating while you're on the Zoom session, either as a student or a facilitator. And you shouldn't be lying down. Either as a student or a facilitator, you should not be lying down. Imagine if you are teaching your students and you're lying down in the classroom, or your students are lying down on their chairs or benches or lockers or tables, listening to you while you are teaching. It cannot happen. So the same thing when you are on Zoom, you are more or less in a classroom and you are not supposed to be sitting down. How many of you can hear me? Just type yes if you can hear me. Just type yes. So I think a lot of persons here can hear me. Yeah. So Smart, over to you, please. Smart there, Smart. Okay, I think we've lost him. So we'll move on to Stephen. Tell us your experience. How do you feel like in the class?
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, my experience has been a wonderful experience. With this digital age, it's really making the world a global. I mean, it feel like it's really making the world in a global village whereby even people, in different places feel like they are just one. As the facilitator was, teaching, it feels like, we are in a real world. Like the teaching is happening in real time, with the assignments and all. It really make it very interesting and even interactive as well. So that's my feeling, and then I'm so excited. I'm so excited with the method of teaching and the mode of teaching as well, giving us time to express ourselves. Uh, Sometimes you log the platform, open the platform, you share what we've learned. So thank you very much. It was very interactive. I feel excited.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sabin. Said the class was very interactive and very nice. Now, please, for every experience you have, turn it around, turn the table around that you are the one teaching. That is the kind of experience students want to get from you as a facilitator. And that is the experience we tend for you to transfer to your students. Okay. Nwanta Etim Okon. Nwanta, please, you can go ahead. Okay. Emmanuel, I have to mute you now. Okay, any other person? Okay, now, the experience you get in a class, let's try and make it participatory. We would like to hear your voice, your experience, what you like, what you felt, what you understood happening in the class. Your students want to feel you in the class. Your students want to feel you. Your students want to know who is their facilitator. And that's why usually when we start classes, you notice that the facilitator will say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is XYZ. I will be your facilitator, or I am your facilitator. Now, you need to let your students know that you are their facilitator. You need to let them know that you are in charge of that class. You need to also let them know that they need to be able to ask you questions in the class. Now, we have cases where people might ask you questions about some courses that you are not too versed in. You can respond. Use your chat, GPT to respond. Use your Google to respond. Now, for those of you that will be joining us as facilitators, you might not necessarily be the ones to develop the course material or whatever. You are actually going to start as a facilitator. What that means is that, what that simply means is that you will take from our class or our group and send it to your class. And to do that, you should be able to do that without forwarding. You instead share. Someone is going to teach you how to use share on Zoom, share to another group so that it doesn't show that you are sharing. Now, the impression is that you are the one facilitating that class and your students get materials from you and learn. Therefore, they see you as their facilitator. We have other classes that are actually central classes. What it simply means that people join your group when you advertise, and they end up being transferred to a central class. After the program on a central class, they come back to your group to get whatever they need to get, certificates and other things. And in our WhatsApp, in our classes, we use WhatsApp, we use Telegram, we use Zoom, we use Facebook, we use Twitter, we use LinkedIn. So we use all these social media handles to deliver lectures, to advertise, and to also communicate with our students. Now, let me tell you something. Over time, students need to see what has been done before. They need to see evidence that you are genuine. They need to see evidence that you have taught students before. They need to see evidence that students have gotten certificate. They want to hear from previous students what they feel like. And that's why we'll be sending you our WhatsApp, our Facebook page link with time, so that you can go there, get acquainted with the Facebook page, and start seeing evidences, start seeing testimonies from other students. You should be able to send your students there to get these testimonies for you. So facilitating a class is an exciting thing. However, it's also demanding. Now, when you have students coming to your class for the first time, you must have to welcome them. When you have a WhatsApp class and you sent out your link, which we are going to show you how to do, when you send out your link on a WhatsApp class, please always, always welcome people. Please, if my voice is loud enough, just type yes. If you can hear me, if my voice is loud enough, type yes. Okay, I think my voice is loud enough. So when people join your group, if you notice every single thing that happens in your class, please always take note. If you notice, once in a while, I repost the message. Before the class started, I used to repost messages. I used to repeat welcome to the class if you just joined, or repost the details of the training, the timing, and everything. The essence is that some people just join, and unlike Telegram, you can see previous messages before you join. On WhatsApp, you may not be able to do that. So some people just joined and they've not seen the previous message. You need to repost it and re-welcome them. Otherwise, you look as if they just joined a group and that group is not active, nobody's in charge of that group. Let people know that you are in charge of that group. Let them know you by name. Another thing you can do, again, in your group is to understand what engagement is all about. Engagement is one critical area that if you overlook, you will have a class that you run, nobody will respond to you, nobody will pay for certificates, nobody will even respond when you ask questions. You should be able to engage with your students. How do you engage with your students? You engage with your students when you send them broadcast messages. How many of you can create broadcast message? Just raise up your hand if I create broadcast list on WhatsApp. Raise up your hand. We taught all these things before. I want to see your hand. If you can create broadcast message, broadcast list on WhatsApp, if you can create it. It should not be nice if you cannot do that, because we taught you all this. So can we say it's only just 4 persons that are serious here? 5 persons, 6 persons out of 43, out of 190 in the WhatsApp class, we have 43 here. Out of the 43, we just have 6 that are serious. And ladies and gentlemen, we might just take these 6 and that's all. We will prefer to work with 6 serious persons than to have 40 serious persons that might not necessarily be serious. So, excuse me. So I will advise you that you pay attention and take this class with all the seriousness it deserves. I can create a broadcast message. If you cannot create a broadcast message by now, you don't have any business being in this program. You've been sent videos on how to create broadcast messages. Yes, you've been sent videos. You were sent videos to do that. And if you don't have the video, simply just go to YouTube and type how to create WhatsApp broadcast list. Very simple. Now, for those of you that have created it, if anybody joins your class, you can start creating data by saving their names. We'll also teach you how to do your marketing, where to market your courses, not just anywhere or anyhow. So when they join your class, please save their names. My name is Dr. XYZ. I am your facilitator. I will advise you to save my phone number because it will be very important for you to save it as the class progresses. Now, once they save your phone number, you can be doing this a day or 2 before the class. So people will start saving your number. Now, one thing about broadcast messages is that when they save your number and you put them in a broadcast list, they instantly get your messages. Very straightforward. If they don't save your number and you send the messages on broadcast list, it might not even get to them. So what you do is that when they save your number, keep adding them to a broadcast list. So you can say, for instance, your class is Methodist training. That is a course title. And you have students in your class attending Methodist training, just for an example. You can create a broadcast list to be called, save the student's name to be Methodist training student. 1. So you now have Methodist training student 1, Methodist training student 2, Methodist training student 3. Now, instead of you typing Methodist all the time, all you just need to do is go to your WhatsApp group, go to the contacts on your WhatsApp group, or this time around your classroom. When you get there, tap on 1 to save the number. When you tap to save the number, assuming you have written Methodist training 1, just copy that Methodist training, then save that number. You have saved that one. Go to the next one, paste that one you have copied on the second number on that group or that classroom. Then you type 2. Go to the next number, paste. So you only paste, you don't keep typing and typing and typing, just paste until in less than how many minutes you finish saving the phone numbers of people in a group, even if they're up to 200. Now, when you save these numbers and you put them in a broadcast list, before the class, you just say, wow, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just say good evening, it's a broadcast message, it's going to one person. Just say, good evening, my name is XYZ. I'll be your facilitator in the class. I'm so excited to have you in the class. The title of this course tonight is Methodist Training, or whatever title it is. And I will give you a diligence to participate fully, to pay attention to the class. You get your certificate after the class. You do this, do that, just encourage them. Now, what you are succeeded in doing is to create an engagement with your student, create a relationship with your student, create open discussion with your student. Now, your students now know that that classroom is not made up of spirits. It's made up of human beings that can also communicate and will even want to communicate with them. Before the class, you can just send message to the broadcast list. Because they have saved your number, most of them will have the message. You can just say, please, it's almost time for class. Class starts by 7 p.m. and it's just about 10 minutes to 7. I encourage you to be in the class on time. Send it to broadcast message. A lot of them will start joining. Of course, they're already in the class. They will start saying, oh, okay, the attention will be high, the participation will be high, and everything will be high because you have reminded them of the class. Most of us on WhatsApp, we know how busy we can be sometimes. You don't even remember some training. You cannot even remember that you even have an appointment. The same thing with your students. Most of them are very busy. They have appointments they cannot even remember to keep. So they need you to also remind them of this appointment or this training. However, these trainings, you can say, yeah, but the training is important for you. It's important for you to become this and that. Why are you not paying attention? I understand, but also do your part. So with this kind of relationship and communication, students are now encouraged to pay for certificates because that is where you get your commission from and you make some money. And it goes on and on and on like that. The student knows that if I have issues, there's somebody I can call because you are there as a facilitator. Please, I want to let you know something. Don't have a class and lock up your class till the next day. Very, very, it's not polite. It's not, it makes the student feel their children that you just lock up. They cannot post and whatever, except if the training has ended and there's no other activity in that class. As long as they are expecting the training to commence in the next few days, leave your group open. However, you can spend just 30 seconds to respond to somebody. You can spend 5 minutes to take care of messages in the group or even remove a scammer. And that's why we advise once you start training with us, you have to constantly look at your groups and your phone. One, someone might ask a request for something. Someone might be interested in something, and a scammer could probably have gone into your class and posting rubbish. Except you do that, your class might just crash just in a matter of days. You have a lot of people leaving your class thinking you're connected with a scammer or thinking you are not serious. So it's very important to understand that part. That part that says you must pay attention to your group at all time. Very, very important. When we talk about marketing these courses, we'll tell you what to know about marketing courses. We are saying very, very serious things, very important things here. And I would like to ask at this point, is there any question? Is there any question? I have a question and I need to ask you. Okay. Blessing Kedirim. Why do you want to be a facilitator with Plage Metaverse? Blessing, are you there? Unmute yourself. Blessing, unmute yourself, please. Please, once I call you, you have to speak because you're not just a student now, you're a facilitator in the making. You need to face your students, you need to talk to your students. They need to feel you. So Blessing, over to you. Why do you want to be a facilitator? Yeah, take it that I'm now your student and you're talking to me. Unmute yourself, please. Blessing, are you there in Kedirim? Okay. Stephen.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening once again. So, when you ask us if you have any questions, so that's why I raised my hand.
Okay.
And then I have a question.
Okay.
When it comes to sourcing leads, like getting people getting people to come for the class and all of that, is it the responsibility of with the facilitator to source for the leads, or the Plage Metaverse, the management, they already have a kind of I don't know, marketing teams or sales team, marketing teams that are already on ground that will actually give us the leads where we can teach. So that's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, the class. Yeah.
That's what I want to ask.
Okay.
So how do we get leads? Is there already a standby marketing team that will give us?
Yeah, I get your question. I get your question. Now, here in Plage, we are an organization that gives equal opportunity to everybody. And that's why we are taking our time to teach you how to market, how to interact, how to have social media handles, and how to reach out. Also remember that classroom is your classroom. You can wake up one day and say you want to start teaching online. As long as you are not using our classroom and our platform, you've already designed something for yourself. So your duty is to get these courses out there and get people to attend. Sometimes initially it will look very difficult, but over time, you discover that you start making serious progress because the students that took the course initially with you, we have to go out and tell others that, wow, this is real, and I've made a lot of progress with them. So it is your duty to source for students. However, in Plage, we also try to advertise, and that's why you're here. You saw the advert, you joined. When you join classes like this, because it was advertised to you, you learn how it was done, how you got yourself here, and what is making you have so much interest. That is exactly what you're supposed to do for your students. And I call them your students. Though we don't call them students in Plage, we call them course participants. That's what you are going to do for them. So you have people in your classrooms, in your church, WhatsApp group, friends, old school association WhatsApp groups, several groups you belong to. Your Facebook account is there, your LinkedIn, your Twitter. When we send the advert out, you go there and do that. And you go there and do that. Do the adverts so that you get students. And you can also be very creative on how you get people to join your class. Thank you. Have I answered your question?
Yes, you've answered my question very well, and then I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And then so the other question you asked about why do we want to facilitate, to be a facilitator in the Plage metaverse.
Yeah.
First of all, I've done a background check on the organization after we joined the class, seeing that it is certified with some other organizations. Certified in UK and different places like that. So I was really impressed that this is an organization to reckon with, and also if you want to work, you need to work with a reputable organization. For example, when I post my certificate, like my friends saw it and said, okay, what's the name of this organization? Is it a certified organization? Is it recognized? I have to, I have the courage to tell them is a recognized certificate, and some were already telling me the next time you are having class or something, just tell us, let us know. Now, the second thing is the reason why I want to be a facilitator as well is to put into practice what I've learned in the previous classes, so that it can definitely become part of me. When you have a knowledge and then you are not making use of it with time, you find out that all that you've learned, you won't be able to remember them again. So I really want these things to become part of me, and also to venture into a new thing. We as human beings, we need to be evolving, and with the way the world is going, from the traditional approach to the digital approach, doing things. So that is it basically. Because I, for example, I'm a lecturer, and I really want to digitalize. One of the reasons why I joined as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Stephen. Thank you, Mr. Stephen. That was very nice. It is good you always do background check on everybody. I remember why back in school, in secondary school, when studying literature, English literature in English language or whatever. One of the things we are taught is that if you want to read a book, go and find out about the author, usually at the back of the book, or you can also do your findings. Then there was no internet. But today there's internet, so you can do findings about the author so that you will know why the author wrote that book. You know the mind of the author that wrote that book. So you've done your background check, and I advise everybody to go and do so. You don't need to go far. Just type Plage Metaverse on Google, and you see more than enough information there. Yes, you can also type Dr. Osaze Obaseki Osemege, and you see enough information about me. And for you being a lecturer, in fact, I just strongly want to advise you that you quickly learn all you need to learn here and build on it, creatively build on it, and take advantage of the fact that you are a lecturer. Because the truth remains that traditional classrooms are closing down very fast. And online classes are opening up. In fact, what we have are online learning. You just go to the computer, study, do your test, and go. But we've added some form of touches to this by creating a synchronous platform where you see the teacher, you see the lecturer, you see the facilitator, talk to the students, everybody interact, ask questions, like what we are doing right now. So it gives you the physical touch. So you need to do that quickly and start asking yourself as a lecturer, how do I convert my students to become my students in La Plage? How do I do this? How do I do that? Question. Ask questions. So you are in the right place and you made the right choice. And I want to believe that with time, you will get to know more about what we are doing. Thank you very much, Mr. Steven. Ogbu Kenneth, why do you want to be a facilitator with La Plage Metaverse? Just unmute yourself, Ogbu Kenneth. You muted yourself again. Okay. Ogbu Kenneth, just unmute yourself and speak on.
Okay. Maybe the first time I wanted to ask questions, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now my question is, you say when you create a group and you keep the group open so that the student can interact for some time, we not need to log the group.
Yeah.
So, and in that case, for some time, there is a rule before you create the group, you only give them the warning that nobody should post anything that will be rubbish or whatever. And you know, people of this day, no matter how you give warning, when they go to the social media and they find something, even a scammer, they only put it in the group. And how are you going to handle it? Are you going to remove the person that is put that in, or are you going to continue the one that will log the group for some time? What are you going to do this?
Okay, thank you very much. You know, these are things that happen every time, social media, actually WhatsApp, Telegram, or wherever, platforms like that for chatting. Now, there are several reasons why you may close a group temporarily. Like I advise, you know, we have students from different countries, as you will soon find out. But if we want to use our Nigerian time, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., you can close your group till morning. Usually scammers will just enter in the midnight and post things and go. So you just close it that time. So in the morning, when you are awake, you open it. And I also believe that your students also do sleep. So that is one. So, but if you have somebody that posts on unrelated post that is not proper in your group, you can warn the person. And the person does the second time, just remove the person. Just know that it's deliberate. And there are some kind of posts the person will post in your group. You know that the person is just using your group to market nonsense. Like there are some programs or products you want, some people want to join, they'll say share to 5 groups. Why should your group be one of the 5 groups they want to share it to? Is that why the person is there? If you depends on your mood, you can warn the person. But if you decide to remove the person, you will not be too strict. You will not be seen as being too strict, because that is an act of indiscipline, gross indiscipline, because you join the group to come and learn and not to come and market something that you don't even know about. Just want people to, after marketing to several five groups, what do you get? Nothing. And there's another set of people, scammers. Usually when such things happen, just know that somebody's number has been hacked. And it's not the person that is posting that. There's a scammer that has taken over the person's phone number. What you just do is that you remove the person, and if the person is serious, after he has recovered his number, you can come back and you add the person. And when there are arguments, very unhealthy arguments in your class, which I don't always allow, I don't even encourage you to allow. That means that you should know what you are posting in your class, the kind of comment you are making. Don't take sides when people are quarreling. Be very careful. You should not have such rowdy sessions. But whenever it happens, you can log the group for some time and address the group. Okay, have I answered your question? Mr. Okay. Ogbu Kenneth, have I answered your question?
Yes, you.
Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Amen. Emmanuel Saint. Amen.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir, and everybody.
Good evening.
Yes. You asked a question that why do I want to be a facilitator?
Yes,
Or why
yes.
do we want to be? Yeah, one of the reasons is this. The knowledge we got from this platform is, should I say, there's no cost attached to it. Just get then attending classes. So if we get this knowledge outside of this platform, like the physical classes, is going to be very cost implicative. So I want to be part of this kind of a program that can give out knowledge to people without much cost. That's one. And then secondly, I'm also a lecturer, so I want to also build on my teaching skills. So
That's very
in
good.
class.
Where do you, okay, are you free to mention where you lecture?
Yes.
Okay.
Wesley University.
Wesley University. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. I advise everybody, teachers, particularly lecturers, trainers, that if you have your way, see to the end of this training, make sure you, in fact, as I'm talking to you right now, we have over 2,300 facilitators in over 15 countries. You're not just the only one. You will soon join most of them. You will start seeing them. Once we bring you into our site and you have your dashboard, you will realize what I'm telling you about. 2,000, what 2,500. And we have a lot of professors that are facilitating with us. Yes, we have a lot of lecturers, a lot of lawyers, doctors, some serving military officers, policemen, students, undergraduates. I have a lot of them with us as facilitators, and all of them are earning money just running their classes with us. And for us, it's an opportunity for you to also know how to run your class on your own with your students. We have lecturers that have said, okay, all my students should be taking some of these courses with us. And because they are your students and they have to pay for certificate, you make some commission from that. Because, of course, it is your link you are going to give to them, not somebody else's link, because you are a trainer with Plage. And the skill you have here is one skill you can also use to teach in your class. Your students can be everywhere and you teach. They don't necessarily need to come to class every minute. I'm talking to our lecturers and our teachers. For those of you that are teachers, you can actually have 100 students, 200 students from different countries in your class, and you're teaching them using Zoom, using WhatsApp, or using Telegram. And when we teach you how to use Google Drive, you can set tests for them on Google Drive. They answer, you see their score, and you score them and you issue their certificates. As a teacher, as a lecturer, they can send you their written notes and you go through and you assess it, even if it's a project. So you just discover that while others are busy teaching one or two persons and they call it tutorial or tutorial class or whatever, you are teaching 100 plus. So what it means is that you need to work on your social media handle so that it will be very vibrant. Your students, you can tell all your students, make sure they follow you on social media. Make sure you have one. It could be Twitter, it could be LinkedIn, whatever. As I am, everybody is supposed to follow me on social media. To follow ourselves on social media. Then when your students follow you on social media, they can see what you are doing there. So please, if you are a lecturer, you are a teacher, you are a trainer, you are an instructor, wow. You are already in the future with this. When lecturers are losing jobs because schools are closing, you are busy even inviting them to come and work with you. This is how it all starts. Okay, thank you, Ame. I want to believe I've responded to you. Samsung SME 14145F. Samsung.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, sir, and to everyone here.
Thank you.
Okay. I must first say that I really appreciate your efforts and the efforts of Plage for organizing such an insightful and
thank you.
Interesting class as this. Right from the WhatsApp class, I've actually learned a lot of things, and right here, I've been exposed to some things as well. But I just have a few questions to be clarified upon.
Yeah.
I just want to know what exactly you have said them, you have said some, okay, but I just want to further ask what.
Well, it's breaking. I can't hear
the
you.
Boundary.
What?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
To know our boundaries.
Yeah.
And then the boundaries of Plage in terms of their responsibility or their commitment to what we are doing. I don't know if I'm actually putting the questions clear.
Okay.
So I want to know our own boundaries. And then on the side of Plage, I also want to know their good, the right word I think is their commitment to what we are doing. Is it that Plage is only committed to issuing out certificates upon our own facilitation, or is sourcing out people or thing we also have to do?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I think I've answered that first part. We call it sourcing. Somebody said it's marketing or whatever. But the class you own, the class you're going to run on WhatsApp is your own class. It's not my class. They know you as a facilitator. So you have to look for your students. And like I said, students can be from anywhere in the world. It depends on how well you're able to market. It depends on how you're able to use your network. You could have students in other countries. You could have classmates in other countries, lecturers, teachers, pastors. Just leverage on your network. However, I used to advise people that as soon as you start, don't think it happens like a bomb. No, it starts gradually. You have 10, 20 students in your class, fine. Make sure you attend to them properly. The next course that comes up, they will tell others, look, I better come and join this class. The facilitator is wonderful. The commitment, the process, seamless, smooth, whatever. Until after some months, it is called that, wow, we are some. I started like that with just 30 students. But today we have over 2,000 facilitators with us. Can you imagine each of them having a class, what that means? And talking about your boundaries, we have training providers. When you do well after 3 months or so, you become a training provider based on your performance. If you meet the criteria, you become a training provider. But as a facilitator, you report to your training provider. Yes, you ask questions from your training provider, they put you through, assist you, and things like that. Secondly, we don't also expect that you take money from students. Our site is ready now for students that want to pay for certificates. They just click on your link and just go to the site, pay for the certificates after going to the course anyway. And they also have access to a dashboard like you, where they see all their certificates that have been paid for, that have been downloaded, so they can always go there and download it. They can go and read the materials. So you don't have any reason to give them your account number. We don't allow that. One of the boundaries, again, because there are some boundaries, another boundary is that you are not allowed to make claims for La Plage outside what La Plage say they are. If you come to La Plage and you do our course, you are going to get a job with UN, you are going to get a job with United States, you get a job with Canada, you can work as in this in UK. No. We never say so. In fact, a lot of time people used to ask me, if I take this your course and get your certificate, will I get a job? And the answer I used to give them is simple. I am not going to market this course on the basis that you will get a job. Getting a job depends on you, and it also depends on the country and the organization. Because we have people that are working with our certificates both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. A lot of them. We also have people that have complained here and there that they were rejected, they couldn't be given jobs. That, like in UK, the secretary was not recognized. I said, well, it depends on the organization. In that same UK, a lot of people are working with our certificates. A lot of persons are getting admissions with our certificates. So, as a facilitator, you have a duty to educate your students to know that these days, the first thing first is knowledge and skill. Not even the certificate, knowledge and skill. And that is what we try to do here all the time. We try to ensure that people have enough knowledge and enough skill before certificate. So you don't make claims that La Plage never told you about. We also don't advise that you do things that are not professional, like going to groups that you are not supposed to post, to go and start posting there. Before you know, some people might even think La Plage is a scam. So make sure you take permissions from groups before you post. Very soon we'll be teaching you how to get numbers from groups, send SMS to them, and market your courses online. Well, one of the easiest way to market is to get your friends together and say, this is what I do now. You guys need to support me. Once they can market for you, market to the right set of people, and you take the first class and it's excellent, then you pick it up from there. Like we are starting a course on 24th or so, International Cultural Diplomacy and Africa Free Trade, Continental Free Trade Area Program. Students are going to take this course. You are going to facilitate in a class. If you join, and you are going to run the class in your own classroom, and students will register on our site, get certificates for free. Now, this is one process where people get to know that, oh, this exists, this one is good, and it helps you to market the next course that is coming up. Now, for La Plage, we try to ensure that all the courses that will be offered will come from La Plage. We provide the materials, so you don't need to bother yourself. We also ensure that your commissions are paid. In fact, it is now being automated in such a way that as the students are paying for certificate, instantly you are seeing your commission on your dashboard, and you can just withdraw it straight. Yeah. So you don't need to meet anybody to pay your commission. No. That is where we are right now. Formally, you have your trainer after the class. The trainer will say, okay, send your account number. This is your commission based on the total number of students that paid in your class. That process was a bit difficult, tasking. So people are not having time to market courses and market programs the way they're supposed to, and follow up with their students. But now you can follow up with your students. Yeah. So I think for now, that is just a basic thing. The other boundaries are just moral boundaries. Moral boundaries, you don't lie to your students. Don't lie to your students. Be there for your students. Don't make them feel as if it is just the money you are there for. Render service first. Make them happy. Make them see the importance of what you are doing. Then the next thing is that people will be interested in what you are doing to even have a certificate. And like I said, engage your students. Create a relationship with your students. Not this relationship that every evening you are going to chat with the person. No. Connect with your student. Let them know your name. There's nothing wrong if you know your student's name. They will get used to you, get used to them. They have problems, they will meet you for solutions. The ones you can't solve, you get onto your training provider or your Plage. Sometimes you can just go online and solve those problems. Thank you. I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Is it Mr. Ame? Or Mr. Samson? I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have, but I actually have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
One more question, if I'm permitted. Okay, thank you. The other one is answered. And I also want to ask, what are other areas? Is it that Plage actually handles every training certificate on every aspect, including practical aspect like oil and gas and all of that? Or is it just managerial and then for presentations and all that?
Now, we, like I said, we also don't lay claim to what we don't do. For now, we are expanding the scope of the training we offer, but mostly managerial, healthcare, like mental health, public health, caregivers. Mostly courses that can be done online are courses we are targeting. We are also offering courses that serves as career, for those people that want to change their career, take things like data analysis, data processing, people that want to go into entrepreneurship, they don't even know what entrepreneurial program they need to go into. So several courses like this, accounting made easy, ticketing, becoming air hostess or air whatever. So those are courses we offer, and hospitality. And we are also going into peace and conflict resolution, security management, and stuff like that. As long as it can be taught online, we venture into it. Now, you might say, but I only studied history. How come? How am I going to teach hospitality? That's why I say we have the materials. You just be patient enough. When you see our system, you'll be shocked at what you are saying. You're going to get materials from us. You deliver it to your class. That's why you are basically called a facilitator. You facilitate from one person to the other, from La Plage to the student, and you stay in the middle to make sure that everything is done well. And we have facilitators that have studied so much now that they are so vast in almost all courses. Because as they are relaying this course to their class, they are also reading. However, for almost all our courses, we have experts that are invited on Zoom to come and talk to them. Like if you just did WhatsApp class yesterday and then for yesterday also. And today you are on Zoom, asking questions that you were not taught in the class, WhatsApp class. For those of you that were in the class about a week ago, those previous classes, you also notice that after some time, you joined the Zoom session and we are taught practically. If you were part of those people and you're not taking those things serious, it will pain us a lot because it will just amount to being that we wasted our time, our resources, and our efforts. I don't think that should be the case. Especially for the lecturers, they are beginning to see the beauty and the grace in what they just stepped into. Shocking enough, you cannot even get to learn any of these things in university or in any school. There's no school that will say, come, let's teach you this. It's only in cases like this, you just find things like this. So we run courses as much as possible and within the scope that we can handle and that is tolerated and can be allowed. For example, I can't tell you we are going to start teaching nursing or medicine or engineering. Those things need practical. However, we are also venturing towards that direction when we have physical sites for people to go and do their practicals. But that is for the later on, not now. Yeah. Okay, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are making steady progress. We will be registering you on our site very soon. For those of you that are showing serious signs and serious interest in becoming facilitators with us, you're going to have your dashboard. You're also going to start advertising courses. And luckily for you, you're going to be joining when we are running a free class. So it'll be easy for you to get your first set of students. But I can assure you that you're stepping into something very big. Hence, we want people that will behave responsibly, that will display a very high sense of integrity, honesty, decency, not anyone that will come and talk to students anyhow, insult students, because in your class, you may have a professor, you may have a general, you may have a lecturer. You'll be shocked to see your lecturer in your class. Yeah. You'll be shocked to see all manner of people in your class. So you don't respond to people anyhow. You have to be very, very polite. Like I said, don't promise people what you cannot do or what you did not promise. Please, if you can hear me, just type yes. If you can just hear me. Because I can get some complaints from people not hearing me. Who can hear me? I can see a lot of people saying yes, they can hear me. Okay. So those that cannot hear me should check their audio. One important thing I need to quickly also mention is that you must keep to time. If the class is 7 p.m., please, for God's sake, make sure your class starts by 7 p.m. And you're going to be kept in a central class where the class will be taking place, and you pick from there to your class. So sometimes you can even start like 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes before the class. People introduce themselves so that we have enough time for introduction, then the class starts proper by 7. So if you come by 7, you must have done introduction, and you'll be left behind. And once your students see that you are not serious or you don't seem to be giving this class all the attention it deserves, they have the right to move to any other class if they stumble on any other facilitator, and you can't stop it. Remember, they are all adults. They have time. They work. They earn money. They joined your class because they felt it was very important for them. Okay. Thank you. Let me take this last question, then we can get ready to leave. Ubani Namdi, over to you. Also, question, please. Ubani Namdi, okay. Ubani Namdi, are you there? Okay, let's listen to Oduogu Nancy Me Somachuku.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First, I would like to appreciate you and
Thank
this
you.
very for setting out this wonderful program. It's actually been a nice one, especially for a student like me that have passion to be a lecturer or a teacher soon.
Very good.
So I would like to ask, you said something about as a lecturer should have maybe a YouTube channel or any other social media sharing materials to the student or something. So I want to ask, in the case where student sees that you are using the channel you are creating or something to extort money from them, like gaining likes or something, like I'll take for instance, there was a certain time my lecturer actually did create the YouTube channel, but my classmate saw it that it was his own way of making money. So as a lecturer or a facilitator that maybe is a victim of this, what am I advised to do?
Well, you see, first and foremost, it is your duty to Unfortunately, in this part of the world, sorry to say, we have people that are just out there. They will not develop. They are not ready to develop. And they don't want to see anybody developing. And any attempt for you to show that you are developing, they target names. Just like me when I started newly, a lot of people will say, you are a scammer, you pay you money online, I will show you the course. Oh man, in fact, there was more than enough reason for me to abandon this project. I said, no, I know my environment, where I'm coming from. I will not give up. That same lecturer, if that same lecturer were to be a white man, you will see students queuing up, begging that they want to register on the YouTube channel. It's unfortunate, but that is the honest truth. If a lecturer is teaching and it's on YouTube, if I'm that lecturer, I will tell the students that it's optional. You are not forced to go there. So if you don't want to go there, no problem. Where there is a problem is when you fail them because they don't go to your YouTube channel. The reason why you do it that way is because as a lecturer, your boundary should not be limited to Nigeria and your classroom. I don't know if I'm making any sense. We have lecturers today online, on Coursera, on edX, on Allison. They get students from all over the world, not from their classroom. I only use that word classroom because that is where you are starting from. But you can tell your students that they don't necessarily need to come to your Facebook page. In fact, if they come to your YouTube channel or whatever, you can block them and exit them. Let them know that they are not mandated to come there. By the way, they may not even be paying anything. So if you are not paying anything, why are you so bothered about whether the person is making money from likes or not? You think people feed easily from likes? It's not as easy as it. Let them go and set up their own. They are students. Let them create an association and tell people to come and like their page. And let's see how much they will be making. So the first and foremost thing you need to do is educate your students and let them know that it is not mandatory. They don't pay for it. It is not going to fail them whether they don't join or whether they join or not. It's optional for them. And if you are nice to your students, you are not vindictive, you are not antagonistic, they see that you want their progress, why won't they join? They'll be very happy to be part of your YouTube channel. Especially when they see that these things are adding knowledge and is helping them to make serious progress. By the way, somebody can be in US and just discover their YouTube channel from your advert, and that you are a lecturer, a professor, a PhD holder in a subject area. And you see people flocking around you just to make sure they listen to you. And they can also come as far as taking courses with you and to get their certificate. So don't allow such things to deter you as if you're a lecturer. But do the right thing. Don't compel them to go and listen to it. Don't say, if you don't listen to it, you will not pass my course. Don't say, if you don't take this course with me, you will not graduate. No, you don't need to do all that. Because if you do that, you are limiting your scope. It means you don't understand what we are talking about. What we are telling you here now is that your students can come from anywhere in the world. They are all over the world waiting to take courses. And that's all. So expand your marketing ability online. You will learn that gradually. Go to YouTube and watch videos. How do I market a course online? How do I meet new students? How do I get more students? Those are things you need to know. We're going to teach you some, and you're going to learn some yourself, and keep learning every minute. Thank you. Okay, I think I've answered that. I hope I've answered your question. Was the person? Okay, I'm just trying to get the person to see. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Samsung, please, let's do it brief so that we can close for the night. What is it, Samsung? You want to ask a question?
Okay, yes, sorry, just one question.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask, are there do I say platforms or avenues where we can leverage on, like you made mention of following you on Facebook? I know that's a leverage because that's actually going to help us. Like personally, I know I can use words to talk to people, but sometimes I have these I don't know how to put it anyway, but I find it difficult because maybe I don't have the knowledge on how very well, have that phobia or something. So if can I enhance our, like you talked about following you on Facebook, is there any other platform where we can leverage on directly with Plage so as to also gather outsource people? Thank you.
Okay, we have a platform. We have platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all that. Now, you may not be able to get students from there. What that does for you is that your students can go there and see what we are doing. We don't advertise courses. We don't recruit students from there. Now, this is what I need to explain something to you. You are a facilitator with Plage, and you're on that platform on our Facebook page, for instance. We are going to send you the link. Everybody needs to be there. And tomorrow you see that we are advertising a course with a link to join a class. How will you feel? How does it benefit you? No way, it's not going to benefit you. And you're not going to be happy. So our platforms are neutral. We will advertise a course. We will advertise everything. You will see people's testimonies and all that. It is your duty to send the students there to go and see that you are with Plage, and this is our Facebook page. Go and see what others are saying. That is what our social media handles are created for. And it is doing wonders for those that are using it. It's as simple as ABC. So we are going to send you all our social media handles. Don't worry, you'll be getting them. Just join them. See what happens there. See how we are doing it. And may I advise you that everybody here on social media, you can have up to all the 5, 6, 7, 8, as many as you want. But please concentrate on one. That's my advice for you. Concentrate on one where you get good results. For some place, LinkedIn. For some others, it's Facebook. Others, it's just Twitter. They're powerful on Twitter. Where your energy is, concentrate on that and use it to grow your student base. Thank you. I hope I've answered your question, Samson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Please, Udwa June. This will be the last question for the night. And I hope you will make it very, very brief. Udwa June.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your.
Thank you.
Please, on the being in a sense, you earlier explained on it, but clarification. Date of being in that central class. Thank you, sir. And also, I like the fact that this training on Plage is flexible, and we have a community that can support, one another, who have the same passion in education and impacting, to students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to believe, because you were breaking, but I want to believe that you were happy to know that there's a central class. There's a central class where there are some courses we handle centrally. So everybody goes to market, bring in your students, they join the class, get your commission. Then we also have situations where you teach that, you facilitate that course in that class, in your own class, and then students make payment in your class using your link. Then we have situations where they go to a central class, they come back to your class to come and get their certificates and things like that. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to believe we've come to the end of this program tonight. Tomorrow is another day, and please I would advise that you watch out for details about the next program, details about the next course that we're advertising, how you can get registered on our dashboard, our website, so that you can have your dashboard, things like that. Very, 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 very important. Very important. So please, we might not have the time to start sending emails to every single person. You understand me? Yes, it is your duty to check the platform, and it doesn't take seconds. It just takes a few seconds to check the platform, and that's all. And see if there's any updates. Don't wait for anybody to call you or wait to be reminded, please. This has gone beyond the case of you being a student. It has entered the realm of you doing something that is all about your life, your future, your tomorrow, your business, yourself, and all that. Thank you very much, and God bless you all, and see you in the WhatsApp class today or tomorrow. I will try and post a recorded video in the class so that we can all be part of it. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.